welcome to Yoga at the Humble Warrior. This is a flow for hip opening, so get ready to release some emotions and get those hips nice and free. Okay, we're going to start seated on the mat. So find a comfortable cross-legged position, spine is long, take some deep breaths. Put your hands at the heart center and let's set an intention for our practice. This can be for yourself, it can be for your practice, an intention for the day, or you can just send your energy out to a loved one, the energy that will generate through our practice. Okay, let's begin. We're going to start in a tabletop position. So make sure the shoulders are over the hands, hips are over the knees. We're in a nice straight line. Push away from the mat slightly. You want to feel your shoulder blades sliding. And make sure your core's engaged. That's throughout the practice. I'll keep reminding us, but if we can keep our core engaged throughout all poses, then we're really working on a total body experience. Okay, we're going to start with some cat and cows to loosen up and waken up the spine. So inhale to look up. Exhale into your cat. Bring your stomach to your spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale into cat. Inhale to arch. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, navel to spine. Now we're going to move our hands forward into puppy pose. So let's just slide forward, bring your chest to the floor as far as it can come, chin or forehead to the mat. Just opening up our shoulders here slightly. So just feel into that lovely shoulder stretch. Come back to all fours. Now we're going to thread the needle. So bring your right hand to the sky. Inhale, exhale, thread under the left armpit. You can bring your left arm over your head and just breathe. Come back to all fours. Raise your left arm, inhale. Exhale, thread under your right armpit. Right arm comes over your head. And breathe. Come back to all fours. We're going to tuck our toes and just hover the knees off the mat ever so slightly, just a couple of inches, firing up our core. And lower it down. Breathe. And just one more time, bring them off the mat a couple of inches and hold. Press up into your first downward facing dog. So we're going to walk our dog. It's the first of the day, hopefully for many. So let's get those legs feeling stretched. So walk your dog, stretch the back of the legs, twist from side to side, look under the armpits. start feeling into our body. We want to make sure that we're really connecting with our body as we move. So have a check-in. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling stiff? Are you feeling nice and flexible? Either is fine, there's no judgment, just notice. You can find some stillness here. We want to make sure in our downward dog that our shoulders are rotating externally. So essentially try and shine your elbow creases up to the sky. So just a little twist here. So if you transfer your weight into your left hand, pick up your right hand and hold your left ankle. Look under your armpit. A couple of breaths. Place the hand back down and come to the other side. Look under the right armpit. Again, just making sure at all times your core is engaged. Bring your hand down. Back to stillness in our downward facing dog. Okay, so raise the right leg to the sky. Drop the left heel down. Make sure your weight is evenly spread through your front arms and hands. Bring your knee to your nose. Try and kiss your knee to your nose. Inhale. Exhale, step through. Exhale, back knee comes down. Inhale, raise your arms to your first low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And stretch. You want to feel your stretch in your front thigh. And breathe. Palms to the floor. Lift your back knee and step back into your downward facing dog. Now raise your left leg to the sky, drop your right heel, weight evenly into the palms. Now exhale, knee to nose, step through, inhale, back knee comes down, inhale, raise your arms. Anjaneyasana on the other side. Again, feel that stretch in the front thigh. And then palms to the mat. Lift the back knee, step back into your first, second or third downward facing dog. And breathe. Now we're going to walk to the front of the mat. Just small tiptoe, still waking up. And forward fold, Uttanasana. So keep your legs as straight as you can. You want to feel a lovely stretch, but obviously if they're slightly bent, that's fine. It depends on your hamstrings. But just feel everything loose in the neck and the shoulders. And then we're going to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Scrolling up, waking up the spine. And come to your Tadasana. So Tadasana is our mountain pose, which is our pose of strength, strong like a mountain. It's our beginning pose for all asanas. So we want to make sure this is right. We're going to keep our feet hip width apart. We're going to strengthen our legs. So roll your thighs out slightly. We're going to engage the core, as I said. Make sure that that core is engaged. We're going to roll the shoulders back, palms face forward, and spine is straight. Imagine you've got a piece of string pulling you up to the ceiling. So energetically, you can feel yourself stretching upwards. And you really want, and you also want to tuck your tailbone, so make sure again that that spine is straight. So energetically pulling up, but your tailbone is rocking in and downwards. Okay. So with an inhale, raise your arms, Astadasana. Palms together and float down. Exhale into your Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. So your hands can be wherever they rest. So the main intention is for your back to be straight. So if you're here, you can even be here. Just wherever is comfortable for you to get that flat back position. And fold again. Now we're going to come up into our chair pose. So inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky and sit low into your chair, Utkatasana. So sit as low as you can. Again, everyone is different. You want to have your arms as close to your ears as possible, so in line with your spine. You can look straight forward or up to your hands, depending how your neck feels today. But again, make sure that core is engaged. Now breathe here. And fold Uttanasana. Plant the palms and step back into plank. So again, shoulders over wrists, core is engaged, navel to spine, and you're pressing slightly away from your yoga mat. Now for our first vinyasa, we're going to do Cobra. So let's lower knees first, untuck the toes, chest and chin. Exhale and then inhale into Cobra. Baby Cobra. Just have a breath there. Exhale down, tuck your toes. Inhale back into your downward facing dog. And hold for a couple of breaths. Now we're going to raise our right leg to the sky. Left heel comes down. Bring your knee to nose, kiss your nose. And exhale, step through. Your left heel is going to come down at a 45-degree angle. And we're going to lift up into our warrior one. Inhale, raise your arms. So your front knee is bent. Again, the intention is to find a 45-degree angle. Back leg is straight and strong, and you want to press into the knife edge of the back foot. So you're really grounding yourself. Raise up into your warrior one. And breathe. Cartwheel your arms to the floor and step back into your downward facing dog. Check your alignment at all times. In our down dog, tailbones to the ceiling. You want to really create that V shape. Externally rotate the shoulders and push out of your shoulders. So push away from the yoga mat and V. Create that V up to the sky. Okay, let's lift the left leg now. Bring your knee to nose and step through. Bringing your back foot down at that 45-degree angle. And inhale, lift up, warrior one. Now, bring your palms down and step back into your downward facing dog. Now come back through into your plank position. Press away from the yoga mat for a shrug. And another Cobra, so knees to the floor, and then chest chin. Make sure your elbows are really tight into the body. We don't want them splaying out. And inhale, lift to Cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, press up into your downward facing dog. Now look forward between your hands. We're going to step or jump to the front of the mat. Again, depending how you feel energetically, you can tiptoe or you can bend your knees and jump forward. Come up into your halfway lift, flat back, and fold Uttanasana. We're going to swing our arms back up into our chair pose, Uttanasana, and hold. Raise up, hands to heart centre, back to Tadasana. Okay, raise your arms to the sky, inhale, exhale, fold down, Uttanasana, inhale, flat back position, exhale, step back into a plank. Now you can either have another knees, chest, chin and Cobra, or you can go through a Chaturanga now, depending on your practice. So lower down, exhale, inhale, up to up dog, thighs are off the floor, exhale to your downward facing dog. Now both options are always available, so when I say go through your vinyasa, you can pick either option, knees, chest, chin and Cobra, or Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Okay, raise your right leg to the sky, bring your knee to nose, step through and lift up into your high lunge. So try and pick your back heel up, away from the floor, and press into your front knee at that 95 degree angle, 45 degree angle. Okay, now we're going to straighten our leg, straighten the front leg up into more of a pyramid, and then as we exhale back down, cactus our arms out, shine our chest to the ceiling, up to the sky. Inhale, straighten your leg, exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, straighten, exhale, cactus. One more, inhale, straighten, exhale, cactus. Cartwheel your arms and step back into your downward facing dog. The other side, lift your leg high, left leg to the ceiling, bring your knee to nose, exhale, step through, inhale into high lunge. Pick the back heel up and lower into the front leg. Now straighten the front leg with an inhale, exhale, cactus, inhale, straighten, exhale, cactus, inhale, straighten, exhale, cactus, inhale, straighten, one more, exhale, cactus, inhale, straighten, cartwheel the arms and come back into your downward facing dog. Now roll the spine forward into your plank and go through your vinyasa. Inhale up, exhale down. Okay, look between your hands and again step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to the sky, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, now face the front of your mat. We're going to step out long on the mat and come into our Prasarita. So to start, if you could have hands on your hips, so you want your toes turning in ever so slightly, again pressing into the knife edge outside of your feet, Legs are engaged, core is strong, and you're going to hinge forward at the hips, keeping that core nice and strong, tailbone tucked under. So let's hinge halfway. Inhale and exhale the rest of the way. So bring your hands down to the floor. Again, everyone is going to be different here. If you can bring your hands in line with your feet, that's perfect. And think chaturanga arms. So keep your arms in, straight, elbow creases to the front. And inhale to extend, exhale to fold. And keep that movement. So all asanas are not static, you're moving with your breath. So inhale to extend and exhale to fold. Inhale to extend, exhale to fold. Keeping those legs nice and strong. Now inhale, come up, look forward, bring your hands under your shoulders. Now engage the core, bring your hands to your hips, and inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Now keeping your stance as it is, clasp your hands behind your back. So again, clasping like this. If you can, the ideal is to have your wrists touching. But again, everyone's shoulders are different. So if you are more like this, that's fine. But again, the intention is to kind of start bringing them together. So clasp your hands behind your back, open out your shoulders, shine your chest to the sky, look up, inhale, and then exhale to fold. So again, fold halfway, inhale, and then exhale all the way down. So this time, you want to try and bring, again, your arms over your head. I say again I mean that everyone is different. So your arms, your flexibility may mean that you're here, it may mean that it comes all the way over and nearly touches the floor, but everyone is different. So just feel that lovely stretch in the front shoulder, and obviously the backs of the legs, which are starting to work by now. So inhale, so extend, exhale to fold. Inhale, extend, exhale to fold. Now float your hands down to the floor. Come back onto your arms underneath your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And inhale with a strong core, come all the way up. Fabulous. Now step to the top of your mat and back to Tadasana. Inhale, hands to the ceiling. Exhale to fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to your flat back position. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back into your downward facing dog. And this time we're going to lift the right leg to the sky. But this time we're going to open our hip into our split dog. So try and touch your left buttock with your foot. But try and make sure again that your weight is evenly spread in the front arm. So you don't want to be leaning over to the left side. You want to make sure that you're quite evenly placed. And breathe. Now bring your leg back into a three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. And step through. Now this time we're going to move our foot on the outside. So right foot on the outside of the right hand. Oh, look, sunshine coming in now. Lovely. And into our lizard pose. So lower the back knee so you can get into a lovely position. So just start with your arms are straight, and again you can feel this opening through the front right hip flexor, and then once you've found that sort of comfortable position, you can come down onto your forearms. Again, it's all about flexibility, so everyone is different. If you can come onto your forearms, do so and feel that extra stretch in the hip flexor. If that feels really comfortable, you can lift your back knee, sorry. And again, that's a deeper stretch. So find what feels comfortable. If you'd like to try and go a bit lower, but you're not really feeling the flexibility just yet, you can use blocks and come down onto blocks. Or you can just be completely here and feeling a lovely stretch. So wherever you are is where you need to be. So let's feel into that stretch for a couple of breaths. So wherever you are, come onto your hands, lift up the back knee, and come back into a downward facing dog. Lift the left leg, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So split your dog, try and touch your foot to your right buttock. Weight is evenly spread on the palms. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And always, as we've said, keep that core engaged. Okay, bring your left leg back into three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. And then step through. So again, we're bringing the left foot to the outside of the left hand for our lizard pose. Bring your left knee down to get into your comfortable position. Feel that stretch in the hip flexor and come down to your comfortable position. So whether it's arms on the floor, back knee lifted, onto your blocks, and each side will be different as well. It's good to try and even them out, so whichever you did on your right side, try and do on the left. However, you may need to sort of work to get them even. So yeah, wherever you are is where you need to be. So let's just breathe into our lizard. A couple of breaths. And feel that stretch in the hip flexor. Okay, so wherever you are, come back to your hands. Lift your back knee and step back into your downward facing dog. So find your alignment here. Again, the intention is for heels to touch the floor, but again, that is just completely down to your flexibility. So just keep working. Keep pushing the heels to the floor. Keep your legs straight. Tailbone up to the sky. Core engaged. Pushing out of the palms and rotating the shoulder blades outwards. There's a lot to think about in a downward dog. People say it's a resting pose, but I'm not sure. Okay, now inhale forward to your plank and go through your vinyasa. Exhale down, inhale up, and exhale to your downward facing dog. between your hands and step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Samastiti. Back to Tadasana. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to flat back position, Hasta Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Now step back into your downward facing dog. And lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose and step through. And we're going to come up into Warrior One. So back, foot comes down at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, raise your arms. Warrior One. Now we're going to come into our humble warrior now, my favourite pose. So this, get your arms up for now while I'm talking. So this is a great pose for appreciating the practice of yoga, appreciating where you are. It humbles us down and lets us, really appreciate our progress and where we are. So you're going to clasp your hands behind your back. So in the same way we did in Prasarita, try and get the wrist to touch. And we're going to, in this very strong base position, so again, back leg is strong. We've got our pressing into the knife edge of the foot, knee at this 90-degree angle, sometimes say 45. So shoulders are open, chest shines forward to the ceiling, and then we're going to lower down on an exhale on the inside of the front foot. So your shoulder is sort of touching your knee, but on the inside, we're not leaning on it, just gently touching. And then you'll bring your... So again, the intention here is to bring your nose to your toe. So that feels a long way off, that's absolutely fine. Just bring it down as far as you can. And again, try and bring your arms over your head. So this is hard, so we're going to hold it for 3, 2, 1, and come up. Beautiful. Now step into your high lunge. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the floor and step into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. So raise your left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose and step through. Back foot comes down, 45-degree angle. And inhale, raise into your Warrior One. So we're going to do our humble warrior on the other side. Feeling humble, feeling grateful. So clasp your hands behind your back, open the shoulders, shine the chest to the ceiling, and lean on the inside of your front knee. Whoop! You may fall, that's absolutely fine. Just come back up again and try and get that nose to the toe. And bring your arms over your head. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself up with an inhale. Exhale. Bring your back foot up. Inhale into high lunge. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the floor and step back into your downward facing dog. Now we're going to go forward into plank and go through your vinyasa. So exhale down, inhale up, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Now look forward in between your hands and step or jump to the front of the mat. Fold forward, Uttanasana. And just hang for a minute. Clasp the elbows. Sway your head from side to side. And just feel a lovely stretch in the back of the neck, in your vertebrae. And take a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, let's roll all the way up. Vertebra by vertebra. And we're going to come to our yogic squat. Again, for more of a hip opener, we've done a lot of hip openers with lizard and our humble warrior. For all the warriors are hip openers. But we're just going to do a lovely malasana. So move your feet slightly out. I mean, it's really sort of mat width if you're facing that way. But you want to have your heels on the floor and crouch down into your yogic squat. So you can sway from side to side, whatever feels good here. You're pressing your elbows into the knees. So you're kind of creating an extra sort of stretch again in your inner thighs. It just feels rather lovely. So you're at the top of your mat. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. And then bring your hands back down to the mat and step back into plank and go through your vinyasa. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog. Again, check your alignment and press out of those shoulder blades. Lift the right leg to the sky with an inhale. Now exhale, we're going to bring right knee to the right wrist and come into our pigeon. So again, down to flexibility, but you want to try and get your front leg at a parallel to the front of the mat. Mine doesn't. But make sure your foot is flexed because that protects your knee. And then your back leg is just straight along the mat. This can feel like a really intense stretch, especially when you first do it. So you can put a block under your thigh. Just gives you a little bit of extra support if you need it. But you're really going to feel the stretch in your right glute on this one. And we don't want to cause pain. We never want to go to pain. But it will feel slightly uncomfortable. So just breathe into that. This is kind of the mindful bit, the meditation bit, where you breathe into the area of discomfort and think, this too shall pass. It's doing us such good. It's really opening up this whole hip area. So now we're going to come down to sleeping pigeon onto our elbows. So you can rest your head on your hands, or you can come all the way down with arms out straight and rest your head on the mat for a deeper stretch. Like I said, it should feel slightly uncomfortable, but also a bit yummy. If you sit at a desk all day, this is amazing. Okay, now come back up to your hands, untap the back toes, lift the knee, and come back into your downward facing dog. You might want to shake out that right leg if it feels like it's been in a bit of an awkward position. And come back into stillness, pressing away from your yoga mat. So lift the left leg with an inhale, exhale, bring the left knee to the left wrist. And we're going to do our pigeon on the other side. So again, see how you're feeling here. If you feel like you want to use blocks under your hips, or you're quite enjoying the stretch. Again, make sure that front foot is flexed so that you're protecting your knee. We don't want any pain in the knee ever. The slight area of discomfort should be your left glute here, where you're feeling the stretch, but the knee should always be protected. So now we're feeling that stretch, let's go into our sleeping pigeon. Again, if this is you, just want to stay here, that's fine. Just feel your body. This is an intuitive practice. So there's not one size fits all. It's definitely down to you, your practice, your progress. If you want to place your forehead on your hands, or go fully into your sleeping pigeon. And breathe. Breathe into that area of discomfort. This too shall pass. Okay, come back up onto your hands, untuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step back into your downward facing dog. We're going to go through a last vinyasa. You can skip it if you like, stay in your downward facing dog, or let's go. So inhale into plank, exhale lower, inhale, rise, exhale into your downward facing dog. Now look between your hands, step or jump forward to the top of the mat, Uttanasana, Ardha Uttanasana, and Uttanasana. Inhale, raise your hands to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, so let's come down to seated. So just make your way onto the mat. I'm going to do some seated poses. So bring your legs out nice and long on the mat. Feet are flexed. And we're going to raise, inhale, raise our arms. And exhale, fold. So we're going to keep our back as straight as we can. So again, the intention in these folding poses is to bring your stomach to your thighs and then your head follows. So with a flat back, sort of go as far forward as you can. I'm not flexible at all in my back, so I can't go very far at all, but some people are flat out. So go as far as you can. And when you've reached your comfortable position with a flat back, whether you can hold your shins, your ankles or your toes, that's when you fold the head. And feel a nice stretch on the backs of the thighs. So just breathe here. Feel a nice stretch. And you can use the same mantra. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Now inhale, come up, and arms down. We're going to bring our right the sole of our right foot into our left thigh for Janu Sirsasana. So make sure, again, always core engaged, but you're sort of twist slightly to look over your left foot. Inhale, raise your arms, and exhale to fold. Same principle, come as far as you can with a flat back, and then drop your head and breathe into the stretch. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold, and breathe. Inhale, come back up and float the arms down. Right leg goes out long and you bring your left sole of your foot to your right thigh. Janu Sirsasana on the other side. So twist over your right leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. And breathe. Come up. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, arms down. Now we're going to come forward on the mat and bring our legs out wide to do a lovely side bend. So we're going to bend to the right first. So bring your elbow on the inside of the leg along the floor. Inhale, raise your arm high and exhale to fold. So if you can grab your toes, that's amazing, but again, everyone is different. But the intention here is to roll your chest up to the sky and look up. So wherever you are, that's so rather than sort of having to fold down to catch your toes, you want to really be open in your chest. And breathe. Inhale to come up, and let's do the other side. So bring your forearm inside your leg. Inhale, raise your right arm, and exhale to fold. And breathe with your chest up to the sky and gazes up. Just feeling that amazing stretch down the right side body. And on the inside of the thighs, I imagine. Breathe here. And inhale to come up. Now bring your feet together for Baddha Konasana. So again, this is a lovely, we're sort of counter stretching we're doing some lovely inner thigh stretches to counter the work that we've just been doing. So you're in your butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. You want to open your feet like a book. Keep your spine straight and fold towards your feet. If you want, you can give your feet a lovely massage. That's always nice because they do such hard work for us. And fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. And come up. We're going to do a little seated twist. So bring your right leg out long, pop your left leg over the top. Foot is flat on the floor on the other side. Bring your left hand behind you like a bit of a kickstand, but don't lean into it, it's just there, ever so slightly touching the mat. Inhale your right arm to the sky and twist. Your right elbow is coming to your left knee. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale to go deeper. Okay, come out of the twist. You can do a little counter twist on the right side. And then we're going to swap legs. So the left leg is coming out long. Hop the right leg over. Foot is flat on the mat. Again, you want to keep the leg that's on the floor, you want to keep that foot flexed. So again, generally we're flexing the foot to protect the knee in most poses where that foot is just doing its own thing. So kickstand your right arm out. Inhale to lift the left arm. And exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, go deeper. And exhale, come out and counter pose. With any twist, we're massaging our internal organs, so it's just so great. Set you up for the day, great for the digestion. We just love them. We'll do a whole twisting class as well, I think, because they're just fabulous. Okay, so we're nearly finished. We're going to come to our backs. So lay flat on your back, and if you could bring your knees up to the sky and your heels as close to your sit bones as possible. Try and touch your feet with your fingertips if that is available. That's the perfect position. And we're going to come into our bridge pose, Setabandha. So we want to do this very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. It's a stretch, so we're not straining too much. So you want to inhale, peel your tailbone off the ground and lift up. You can clasp your hands behind your back on the mat and roll your shoulder blades under to get a bit of extra height. You don't want your knees to come out, so imagine you've got a block in between your knees and you're squeezing. So you want to squeeze your glutes, squeeze your legs, and push up to the ceiling. And hold. And then to come down, release your hands and lower the spine, vertebra by vertebra, back to the mat. I'm going to do that again. So tickle your heels with your fingertips and find that position. And inhale to rise, healing your tailbone. Clasping your hands behind your back, pushing up to the ceiling. Everything is strong. Okay, release your arms and come down, vertebra by vertebra. Okay, now we're going to come up into our shoulder stand. So the things to remember here is when we're up in shoulder stand, never move your head. So don't look at the video, depending on where you are. Once you're up, keep that neck absolutely still and looking up. You want to look up to your navel is your gaze point for this position. So make sure your neck is flat on the floor, and you're going to push up and use your hands as a again as a stand, I guess. So your elbows are in, your hands are on the lower back, your legs are pointing up to the ceiling. In this case, pointed toes is good. So we're looking at the navel, and breathe. You want your hips over your shoulders as much as possible, and legs are strong. So now if we come into our plow pose, so bring your knees down very slowly. Feet come over the head and onto the floor. If your toes reach the floor, bring your arms down onto the mat and breathe here in Halasana. And if you can feel comfortable, drop your knees over your ears. So this is a really small position. We're making ourselves small. There's kind of an internal focus here, so you can close your eyes. And again, just feel how your body feels. Feel where the stretch is on the back, but everything is comfortable. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll out. Again, use your arms as stands and come down very slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Now as a counter pose, we're going to do fish pose. Move up on the mat slightly. So you want to bring your hands in a kind of diamond shape under your tailbone. Bring your elbows in and lean your head back to the floor, and chest is up to the sky. And breathe. Toes are pointed, legs are strong. And when you're ready, come out of the pose and find your way to Shavasana. sinking into the mat. This is the most important part of the practice because it's where your body takes in the benefits of the practice. So just relax your entire body into the ground. Feel your shoulders relaxing down your back. Soften the space between your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Allow yourself to melt into this moment of relaxation and take in the benefits of your practice. Like a star shining in the night sky, your purpose is not to compare your light to any other star. Your purpose is to shine your light as brilliantly as only you can. Your purpose is to celebrate the light of others while celebrating your own light too. The more you align with your true path, the more you allow your true light to shine. Because only when we are all shining our own unique lights can we light up the entire night sky. Now start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring yourself back into the room. Roll your head from side to side. And when you're ready, roll onto your right side and cushion your head with your arm into your fetal position. Feel supported by the mat. And then when you're ready, bring yourself up to seated with your eyes closed if you can. Still keeping that internal awareness. Bring your hands to the heart center. And remember your intention that we set at the beginning of the class. Feel that you have achieved that, and then let it go. Open your eyes, and welcome back. So bring your thumbs to your third eye for wisdom. Bring your thumbs to your lips for truth, and to your heart for compassion. Bow your head. The teacher in me bows to the teacher in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. That's my first video, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'm still learning and growing, so we're gonna just keep doing lots of different sequences and go on a journey together. That was hip opening, so it's one of those practices where you can feel emotions arise. That's why I kind of say to stay in tune with your body, stay aware. There's an internal awareness that you need to keep while you're doing a hip opening practice, because the things that come up are things that you need. We tend to release things that we need, you know, to put a bit of focus on, to put a bit of attention on. It's a good thing. So if you felt emotional in that practice, that's amazing. If not, and you think I'm talking absolute nonsense, that's fine too. I hope you had a good, absolutely lovely stretch, a good practice, and that's all I hope for. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.